this is Wolfie Chew, and I was thinking of the school trips I went on with my class back when I was in school. There was this one time in school where my class went on a week-long cruise. It was the typical thing in my school for the year that was about to graduate to go on one last big school trip together, like to England or France. Going on a cruise was a really big deal to us. It was by far the biggest school trip we'd ever been on, so everyone was super excited. Well, everyone apart from me at first. I kinda have a big fear of the ocean and being on boats. I don't know what exactly started this fear, but even when I just go to the beach, I won't go further out into the ocean than knees deep because I'm just scared of the water and what could be in it. So the idea of going on a boat and being miles away from the shore really didn't sound like something I wanted to do. But my friends really didn't want me to miss out, and somehow in the end they ended up convincing me to come along. The closer it got to the day, the more I started to worry. I remembered to catch the cruise, my class had to take a 13-hour coach ride first. We were traveling overnight, so after just a couple of hours, pretty much everyone had fallen asleep. Apart from me, because I was far too nervous. For the most part, I think I'm a pretty optimistic person, but when it comes to me facing a fear like this, I'm always just a complete mess. Once we were actually on the ship, I did start to feel a lot better though, especially after seeing the swimming pools and jacuzzis. This ship was so big, it didn't even feel like we were on a boat. It felt like we were in a giant 5-star hotel. Whenever I was on the outside of the ship, I'd just stay far away from the edges. But even though for the most part, being on the cruise was lots of fun, I did have a couple of awkward experiences though. On one of the nights, there was a gala event, so we all dressed up in nice suits and dresses, which for me is a really fun thing. I love getting all dressed up. After dinner, my friends all decided that they wanted to go to the disco that was being held. I really wasn't too keen on the idea, just because I've never really liked going to these types of places. I'm really not much of a party person. Anyway, I thought that I'd be fine because I had my friends with me, but people kept coming up to us wanting to dance. I kept turning people down because I didn't really want to dance with strangers, but my friends were different. I turned around and then realized that I'd lost them all in the crowd. It was like that scene in Jurassic Park 2 where the people are making their way through the grass, and then one by one they get taken away by the raptors. Although most people didn't care when I turned them down, I got approached by this one guy who asked me to dance, and when I tried to tell him that I was just trying to find my friends, he didn't seem to understand that I was trying to say no to him. I tried to walk past him, but he started to do this weird kind of dance where he was just swaying from side to side and blocking my path. Then he started to say things to me like, "You're a really pretty girl." I awkwardly thanked him and tried to back away when he suddenly came up really close to me and put his forehead against mine and continued to do his weird dance. I was so shocked I completely froze up, and then he says, "Are we gonna make out?" First of all, who does this? Why would he ever think that this was a good idea? Did he think that doing this to a girl would just make them instantly fall in love with him? I felt completely creeped out and I just wanted to get away from this guy. I didn't know what to do, so I just pretended that I didn't hear him, but then he just asked me again. I kept pretending, but he just kept asking again and again, each time louder, until he was pretty much just yelling at me. But then luckily, I saw one of my friends sitting at a table, so I made up a quick excuse and said that I just needed to talk to her, and I managed to slip away. As I was making my way through the crowd back to my friend to get away from the creepy guy, another guy approached me. He was probably the sweatiest person I've ever seen in my life. His shirt was completely stuck to his skin, and it looked like he just got out of the ocean. He stopped me like the other guy and asked if I wanted to dance, but I was already pretty weirded out by the guy before, so I just politely said no and kept walking towards my friend. As I walked away from him, he just started dancing on his own again and was getting even sweatier. At least he was having fun. When I got to my friend, she asked me what happened, and I told her about the creepy guy, and she told me that he'd done the exact same thing to her. So, I guess he was just going around the dance floor asking every girl he saw to make out with him. This grossed me out even more. I don't know if he thought he was being romantic or something. I just thought it was really weird. We decided to go back to our rooms, and on our way out, the sweaty guy came up to me again and said, "Changed your mind?" We just kept walking. For the most part, the cruise was really fun. We got to see lots of really great places and met a lot of really nice people too. So I'm glad that I decided to go in the end. And well, that's my story. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see my works in progress and get your own special badge to appear next to your name when you comment, then I hope you'll consider becoming a member of my channel. The join button is right next to the subscribe button. And don't forget to subscribe for more story times from me. Thank you all for watching. Bye!